What's going on? It's your boy Julio Palma. We back. It's January 21st, 2024. Um, and yeah, how we doing today? Man, I am doing great. Well, that's every day though, right? Or at least that's the type of energy that we try to portray. Um, just because even though things are tough, that's the difference between an ordinary person and a warrior. A warrior sees everything as a challenge, while an ordinary person thinks it's up to fate or luck. So we just get up and get after it. This past week, we had just one situation that probably wasn't as good as it could have been. There was a little data migration or a data manipulation that uh, got populated with the wrong values. I ain't gonna front. When I hit that button, dog, I was nervous as shit. But um, it happens, right? We're not building rocket ships. We're not sending people up to space. So it's just something that you just got to be a little cautious about what you're doing and intentional about what you're doing. It's very easy to think of something as routine or kind of just not be as present as you should be because of the simplicity of what it may be or how frequent you've done it. But everything you do should always be intentional. Um, so, with that being said, so one thing that I'm trying to be more intentional about as of late is being more reliable to myself. So in the sense where I'm starting to set these expectations for myself that I need to meet, but also realistic expectations. So uh, for today, example, I was planning to a friend of mine, my partner, asked me to last night meet at 7 in the morning. I said, oof. I'm just being realistic. I was like, I need my 7 hours of sleep. It's not just for now, but you should get the rest you adequately need for yourself in the future. And in order to, be able to give maximum effort, um, you just got to make sure you're able to rest adequately. So I told him off rip, no, it's not realistic for me. It could be for yourself. It's not for me. So I will see you at 8:30. And I was actually up at 8:30, sent a message, and we were able to connect, which is pretty dope because that's one of my problems that I'm trying to solve in my personal life. And it's for me, it's I'm trying to wake up at 5:55 every day, Monday through Friday at least. Get up early so I can um, do my morning routine a little bit earlier and allow everybody in my home to be prepped and ready to go off to school and work. But for some reason, I just wake up at like 8 o'clock, and I also happen to have a meeting at 8 o'clock, which is part of the reason why I wake up at 8. So I think it's that sense of urgency that I just need to continue to create within myself. Um, I've been reading this book called The E-Myth, and I think it's really awesome, especially now that I'm trying to build a business. And one of the common themes in the book is that there's three people inside of pretty much everyone. There's a technician, a manager, and an entrepreneur. They all have different roles, and all three of them are very important. But many times it's people with a strong technician in them that go out and try and build a business. What does that mean? You're not really, and I said this to my partner today, and he didn't like the way this came out, but, and I get his point. I'm not trying to discredit anyone and what they're doing, but at least for myself, it resonated because if you are the bloodline to, I guess, your operations, that means you're not necessarily a business owner. You're more of like a job owner, like you just made your own job. Um, and it is what it is. I guess it's just how you approach it, how you see it. So it kind of goes into really stepping back and thinking about and being intentional about what you're trying to build. What is it that you're trying to go after? Um, so the vision that I have for En route and we have for En route is it's just not one location, right? We want multiple locations, but that's something that we want. So in order to get in order to receive, you have to give as well, right? So what are we giving to our customers? What is it? And it's not essentially just the product, but it also turns into the experience because the product essentially, realistically, you could get that from anywhere, but it's the experience that you're coming to get. The homie wants chips. Here you go. Can you close the door for me, please? Close the door for me. Close it. Leah, look at that. I'll go close the door. Can you close the door, please? Close it. The door. Yeah, close the door. No, Leah. Uh, close the door. Close the door. Take the chips. All right, take it. Those are your chips. Let's close the door. Thank you. Anyways, the special guest was being rude. She didn't close the door. I got it. Opens the door again. Please close it. Yeah. Alright, cool. Anyways, what you gonna do? You got children running around. Kids gonna be kids. But yes, gotta be intentional with what you're, I guess, trying to do. Something that I guess it popped up on my radar is for the future. We've talked about possibly having, I guess, a nanny or what it may be. I'll be back. All right. Uh, anyways, possibly have a nanny or what it may be. And I found out that you can actually have, I think the phrase is OA or O, I don't know, AU pair, where somebody from a different country comes and they essentially bring that culture into your household uh, and interact a lot with the children in your house. And I think that that'd be something really dope in the future, especially as Jessica and I are practice or learning Arabic. Currently on, so last week I said 20 something. Nah, bruh, I'm on like 30 plus, 30 plus days of Arabic. What you know about that? But I was on the app and I saw that there's actually folks. Look at this. Look at this. Anyways, 3 years. Shuddy got a 3 year streak. That's fucking dope. I hit 30. That's dope. So consistency. Consistency takes you a long way. Um, so that's how we doing. Um, one of the other goals that I'm trying to reach this year, other than being consistent with my reading and my Arabic, I'm trying to finally break into, I guess, home ownership, but not necessarily for myself, um, for people from low income. So just giving them a nice place to call home for themselves. I think that's something that benefits both of us. Some ways, in different ways. But anyways, so yeah, should be I would say within the coming month, um, get a little bit closer to honing in on what that property might look like, which is pretty exciting because for the longest time I was like, yeah, buying a house is cool, but I'd rather get into something where, like, if I'm buying it, it's because it's uh, an asset more than just a savings account, I guess. Um, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, you know, working each day to become a better software engineer. And it's pretty dope because I'm getting a chance to showcase that more. And um, I love that. I love creating, I love building things. So this really allows me to hit that niche. I used to think that maybe I was more someone that belonged to the art realm, but I think the blend that I can do between technical and art really satisfies the itch for me that goes deeper than just, it's about how I'm spending my time. And I enjoy spending my time creating and building things. Um, so yeah, that's where we at. Uh, as far as my lifestyle right now, I'm getting ready to move, so we're actually saving a lot more money than before when we was kind of more willy-nilly with our funds, in the sense that this past week we pretty much just chilled, didn't do nothing too crazy. I think we went hiking on Monday. Yeah, so Monday got it off, so we went hiking. Um, it wasn't like toward, like, it was actually kind of interesting, actually. So we drove to the top of the mountain and then we hiked down and hiked back up. Usually when we go hiking, we drive to the bottom and then hike up to the top and then back down. So it was kind of cool doing it in reverse. The trail it had two trails. The first main trail, it was obviously, it was like uphill to go downhill, which was kind of cool. But then there was a more difficult trail, and it kind of like, we're hiking in North Carolina, but it felt to me like I was in the desert. Like, it was just like sand and like cactus looking trees and plants. So that was pretty fun. Um, Hiking is something that my wife and I enjoy doing. Um, Being outside, being, especially me, because it's very easy for me to spend 12 hours in front of the computer just due to the nature of how I create income. Um, so being outside a little bit, I think we probably spent like 5 hours or so hiking. So all that time without like the screen in my face, definitely did me well and does me well, and something that we try to do as often as we can. I know it can be tough, just because Jessica is a school teacher, so they don't have all the time off in the world, That, and between dropping off and picking up Leah, it turns it into a smaller window of when we could do a hobby like that. But Like for our anniversary, our 1 year anniversary, we actually did a sunrise hike, and that was dope because it was fucking dark as shit when we was climbing up. I've never hiked like that. But then you see the sun rising as you're kind of hiking, and you get to the top, and you see the beautiful orange hues of the sunrise. It was cool. It was a dope experience, something that I haven't done. Um, yeah. So as we continue to progress right through the year, uh, I think something that I'm trying to emphasize is really just having intention and really um, being structured with what I'm doing because essentially a structure keeps order, right? So think of it like a group of people with structure. Uh, Now, granted, maybe you don't like where you are in the structure, but a group of people, a structured group of people have direction. They have the capacity to build, but an unstructured group of people is essentially a mob. And what do mobs do? They fucking destroy shit. So, structure is important with the intention. Kind of turns into this the Illuminati symbol, all right? Fucking throw the rock up. But no, it's a triangle, right? It has a base, and you know where it's going because it's pointing there with its intention. So let's remember to keep intention with what we're doing, and uh, yeah. Also, I guess the way that we interact with people, like with the words that we use. Sometimes you say something and you might not really have a direct intention of how you want it to be received. So that could cause conflict at times. I know this from personal experience, but you know, nobody speaks perfectly with one another. There's always something that can get, even if you portray it as perfectly as possible, it just might not be received that way due to the recipient's own uh, intentions or reciprocation of the matter. But that's okay. At the end of the day, right? The whole plan and the whole idea is that we just continue to remember what it is we're trying to achieve and then strive and do what we can to go after it. Um, I will share one last thing before I snip it out of here. And that is to not always get caught up. Do not get caught up in where you are. Because as important as that is, yes, you need to reflect. You need to also consider how you got there and how far you've gotten there, which is almost as important as where you are, right? Because why you got to where you are will help you reflect, plan, and adjust to where you want to go to. So that's kind of the moral of today, right? And let's take it back to myself. there was a point where I had these ideas of what I wanted to do, but the execution was not going to achieve that due to me not being as intentful with what I was doing. And that kind of helped me get to where I am today now, because I thought more of a whimsical, if I do this every so often, it'll get me to where I want to go. But that's just not the case. You need to be intentional and consistent with your actions. So, what did that leave young Julio? Well, homie was smoking dope and playing dope, playing games and shit. Um, and it's cool. I get it. There's a lot of learning and maturing that you do as you grow. Could that have been executed better or avoided? Of course, but like I said, don't get caught up where you are. Focus more on what brought you to where you are and how and what you can change to get you to where you want to be. And as I continue to tweak my life to get me to where I want to go, I should get closer. That's the plan. Anyways, peace and love. And as always, I'll check you out next week, gang.